This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Alexis Feitis. Today we have with us Zach Levinson. He is a 2012 Canton High graduate who is now the owner and creative talent of Gone Fishing Productions. Zach, welcome to our show.
Thanks so much for having me.
You are known as a prolific student at Canton High. One of the things you were known for was creating DIY filmmaking equipment. Tell us about it.
So I'm really lucky to have a dad that is really good at building things. And so when I would watch movies or watch what other talented filmmakers were creating, I really wanted to be able to get certain shots. And, like a camera going left or right or up or down seems really simple, but it's actually very hard to do if you don't have the right gear. So I told my dad I wanted to be able to get these certain shots. And, he's very good at making things. I would bring him the idea, and I would help him build it. And, I was able to get some really cool shots of the films I got here. And it was just really cool to be able to have these, very simple pieces of gear. We created a slider which let me move the camera from left to right, which would allow me to do like a revealing shot, or we created a jib, which would allow you to go up or down and get some really high shots. And while they seem like really simple things, they were pretty big game changers.
Let's look at a clip showing a few of your devices.
I'm Zach Levinson. I'm a Canton High graduate. I'm the founder of Gone Fishing Productions, and my specialty is making do-it-yourself filmmaking tools. The three tools I want to talk about today are the slider, the dolly, and the crane. I'll talk a little bit about the materials you need to make you need to have to make some of these tools. For the slider, you'll just need, that's probably the most basic, you'll need maybe 2x4, some PVC. You just attach the 2x4 to the PVC, and you need maybe just a block of wood with some felt on the bottom to put on top of the PVC and make it slide. In some instances, you would use the slider is if you want to use a revealing shot. For a school safety video we just made, we used it to reveal a room of children or of students. So we started behind the head of a student and we pushed left to reveal the classroom. So another tool we use is a dolly, and for that you really just need some plywood, 2x4, and some good quality wheels. We use the same purpose as a slider. It can either be used to reveal a shot or just to follow somebody for a conversation or just walking down the street or anything, and it's just a good quality shot. Again, just looks professional, and we use that for the school safety video as well when we follow the intruder down the hall, and it's a really cool looking shot. Another tool we use is a crane, and that we really just made out of aluminum rods and creating a base at one end for the camera to sit on, and the other end is just a handle that you can lift the camera up and down. And the purpose for this tool is to get really nice aerial shots and good establishing shots, and also adding the movement that a slider has and a dolly has, but it's a vertical movement, so it's just another nice little camera movement to spice up your film. I'm Zach Levinson. I'm a do-it-yourself filmmaker, and if I can make these tools, so can you.
Tell us about your production company name and how you came up with the concept of Gone Fishing Productions.
Yeah, so I think that in any company, your name should be like true to yourself and who you are. And if I'm not filming or working, I'm probably fishing. So when a potential client comes and finds me, I kind of want them to know something about myself, and that kind of is pretty obvious what I like to do. I've had a few logo designs over the year. My mom always designed my logos, but I have a really talented friend that designed that one. And so, I just think when you're creating a company and you're creating a brand, you should just be, true to yourself and let people know who you are. And I get a lot of compliments on it, and it starts a lot of conversations, which is always good.
Explain how this logo was created.
Oh, yeah. That was on the slider that that me and my dad had made. My mom has been really. Oh yeah, let me see this. Yeah, I'll bring it right over here. So my mom's always been really helpful with me in my film career because it was kind of her idea to make this logo. She's also like a DIY sort of person, and I basically just told her I wanted to be Gone Fishing Productions. I gave her the idea, and then she just worked her magic, and this is what she made. And I used this I used this logo for a long time, and I'm really, thankful that she's been able to design so much stuff for me because she's really talented.
You obviously love fishing. Is it true that you made a music video, One That Got Away, about it?
I did, yeah. That was I submitted that into the Hockomock Film Festival when I was at Canton High. We won like second place. I think it's the only time I've ever placed the Hockomock Film Festival. But yeah, me and my friend, we really like music. We liked rap, and we're not good. We're really bad, as you can tell. It's pretty cringy, but at the time it was fun. I came up with the idea with my friend. We found some music, wrote some lyrics, and it's pretty bad, but it was fun. It was really fun to do. So we won like $75 off of it.
I was going out with my friends on a warm night just after 10. Found a good spot down at the end of an old pier over by the bend. Pulled out the rods, cut up the bait, set out the lines, just had to wait. About an hour or so, reeled in the bait. It felt like nothing, starting to get late. As we're getting ready to call it a day, felt a strong bite, eyes like okay, ready for the catch, wanted a fillet. Then it broke free, the one that got away. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a Z. The next day, think about the one that got away. Haunting my mind, my head's in a bind. Thoughts racing like a jet streamer. All I need to do is redeem. But I let myself down, and my mind's left to just wander around. In my mind, I'm reeling these lines like I'm busting these rhymes. Cause my words be so fine. When my line broke, they thought I was a joke. My respect they revoke. And from my mind, I awoke. Think about the one that got away.
It got away on the fateful day, breaking free from my boy Z. Losing fish he had, he'd be so mad. Giant green bug like the Incredible Hulk. He threw down his rod in frustration, lost faith in God, excommunication. But that's how it goes, cause now he knows despair and dismay, the one that got away.
Reputation in high school became regional with your participation in the Hockomock Film Festival. Tell us about the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hockomock Film Festival is a local film festival competition between the Hockomock League, which is the sports league in our town, and it's a really good festival because it kind of gives you a taste into what the film festival circuit is like. So if you want to continue on and make movies and submit into festivals, it's a nice way to kind of test the waters and see what it's like, because the way the Hockomock Film Festivals work is how real film festivals work. You submit your film, you have judges that view your film, and the films get chosen and they get screened, and they have cash prizes, which is always fun. There's nothing wrong in winning a cash prize when you're like $300 or $400 when you're in high school, which is always great. So it's a really great experience, and I think everyone should submit their films to the Hawk Film Fest.
You also had a national footprint while in high school, as you participated in the Student Television Network convention. Explain why that experience was worthwhile.
Yeah, the SDN convention is a really, really valuable and unique experience. When I was a sophomore, I had never been to Hollywood. I've never been to California, and the SDN convention's pretty amazing because it gives you an opportunity to come together with students all around the country in one location, and the convention brings together really seasoned and experienced filmmakers, and they have these really great workshops. You get a lot of really valuable experience, and you get to do competitions against the other students, and it really was an eye-opening experience to do. And I really got inspired by the speakers at the convention. There were some really well-known people, so it was a really valuable. And who doesn't want to go to like LA or wherever when you're like a sophomore, like or junior? That's a pretty amazing experience.
I understand that you attended a session called Sneak on the Lot. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Sneak on a Lot is a website. I met these guys, Chet and Fletch, my first year, and they had created this social networking, website where you choose a character and you basically log on. You can talk to people, and that was really amazing. I think they are still doing it, and it was pretty amazing because you can go on and you can talk to other filmmakers and students on this network. And they had some competitions through that, and if you won their competitions, they would invite you to go to California and attend their workshop, which is pretty amazing because I got to, go to like Disney. I got to go to, I met like the executive producer of Pirates of the Caribbean. Went on the Disney backlot. We got to meet some really amazing, industry professionals, and I mean that was just an amazing experience. And I got to, work on a film set, which is awesome. So that was a really amazing experience. That's a great website.
Your participation with Sneak on the Lot led to winning a $20,000 script writing project. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so one of their competitions on that website was to pitch a script idea. So I pitched them this idea. I kind of forget what it is at this point, but I pitched them an idea, and they chose my idea. And so I talked with Chet and Fletch because they are extremely talented script writers, and I developed this idea, and I wrote a first draft, and it wasn't very good because I'm not really a writer, but it was great because they set me up with one of their script writers, and I worked with them to write the script, and then their script writer kind of finished the script for me, and it came out so good. And they had a $20,000 budget to create the short film, so they created that film, and it came out so good. It was really rewarding to be there from the beginning and see it go until the end when it was just totally done.
After that convention, you toured Hollywood. Tell us about that experience and how it shaped you.
Yeah, so through Sneak on the Lot, I got invited twice to go to their workshops in Los Angeles, and it was amazing. I met a few celebrities. Went in the back lot, got a private session with the co-executive producer of Pirates of the Caribbean. I met a lot of people I still talk to this day, and if I go out there, I'm always welcome to go out there and talk to them and see them. And it was really amazing. It was I think this whole experience with Sneak on the Lot and the STN is really what made me want to get into this industry. To be there and to, coming from, the small town. And I'm like, I'm always thinking like I'm never going to be able to make it out there, and then to be there and actually be able to talk to directors and actors, it was really inspiring. That's really what made me want to, be in this industry.
Tell us about the value of the externships you had as a senior.
Yeah, so I did an externship. It's basically an internship you get to leave the school, you get to find someone who will take you in, and you get to be mentored by them. And so I actually did it with BCN Productions. I actually did it in high school and in college, and that was a really good experience because they do a ski show and a television show, a ski show and golf TV show, and that was pretty great because who doesn't want to just go out and go skiing or golfing while everyone else in school. That was really awesome because I got hands-on experience that people might not get until they do their college internship. So to be able to get this hands-on experience, and that was a small company, so it was I got a lot of attention, and it was really amazing to be able to get all this hands-on experience. And again, I met a lot of great people, and I learned a lot through that experience, and it was a lot of fun.
You went to Fitchburg State College. Was that a good fit for you? Why or why not?
That was a very good fit for me. Fitchburg's awesome because it's a smaller school. You get a lot of hands-on experience. The classes are smaller, and I think why Fitchburg stands out over some of the other colleges, at least from what I've heard, about some of the other colleges, is that Fitchburg teaches you really practical, hands-on information that you can just kind of graduate and you can just walk right into a set. and you should be, good to go. And it's a state school. It's not that expensive, and a lot of people from Fitchburg go out and succeed in the industry. And I get a lot of work still from Fitchburg grads who give me a call. And I didn't, continue into working into movies, but I met a lot of people who are kind of doing what I'm doing, and so we pass work around. And the Fitchburg network is really good, and the guys and the ladies that work in the industry from Fitchburg are really, really good. They're very legit.
Your thesis project was a period piece called Toymaker. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I've always had an interest in, the Holocaust. My grandma was a Holocaust survivor. I'm not sure why, but I've always found them to be It's just a very interesting and sad time. And when I was in Canton High, I had made, another Holocaust short film. And then at Fitchburg, you have to, for the end of your senior year, you have to create a thesis film. So I've been writing this for a few years, and I really wanted to do it. And I got the inspiration from a few other movies that I really love. And I'm super proud of the way this came out. Had a really good team. I submitted to a few film festivals, and I got into a few, which was exciting. And I think, there's obviously things I could have done better on this, but from start to finish, I think the way we got it complete and how fast we did it, and it was hard to find locations. You're trying to find like European locations in Massachusetts, so I'm really happy we were able to pull it together. It was super rewarding to pull this whole thing together.
Collecting buttons?
Might come in handy.
You know what that reminds me of?
What do you say?
That cloud. Look at that cloud. We dig these holes and watch our friends die every day. This place is death. But that cloud is beautiful.
It's God's art.
Think God's too busy making art to save us from this hell?
Wait. Turn. Arms out. Legs spread. Mouth. Alright. Good. Still here, Papa?
Oh, it's good to see you. Oh,
Your best customer missed you.
so good to see you. You know, I made a toy especially for you.
Thank you, Zadie.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, look at that. It's a big, strong soldier, just like you, Isaac. I still remember the first toy you made me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard this story.
No?
No.
Was my 9th birthday. Was the horse with the wheels. Was in here all night running around playing with it. It's the best toy I ever got.
So great having your father's a toy maker. Hey, Al, will you come over for dinner? Please. I mean, you're here so late at night. I'm worried.
Don't worry about me. I'm happy here, and I have to finish this up, but I promise I will be over later.
That's what you said last time, Zadie.
This time, I really will be there later.
Promise.
I promise.
Okay. Don't stay too late.
No. Bye-bye.
Say goodbye to Zadie.
Oh, goodbye. Good to see you. Okay. Can I help you? What happened?
They rounded us up last night. Threw us in here. We should have seen this coming. I mean, I heard about this happen in other towns, but I didn't think it could happen here.
They can't treat us like this. This is our country, too.
Quiet! No talking! You. Get up and come with me. Move!
Simon! Your friend William is here to play. What is going on here? What the hell are you doing near my boy?
Papa, no, he fixed my toy, see?
Simon, are you lying to me?
No, Papa, it works now.
Get out of my house. Simon, this is a Jew toy now. And no son of mine is going to play with a Jew toy! Go to your room!
Papa, thank you for the toy.
My son liked your toy. He was not happy when I smashed it.
Why did you smash it?
Now, you will make him a new one. And another one. And another one. Do you understand me? Good. Because if you don't, you'll be the next one that we pull in the woods. Come in. How long have you been here, EL? 3, 4 years? And yet, I still know little about you, except that you make the toys. You've done nothing wrong, broken no rules. Well done. But I found this hidden in your cell. It is against camp regulations to have this.
Please, give it to me. That's a picture of my grandson.
Oh, so you have a grandson, Ian. Where do you think he is? Think he's home waiting for you? You don't have a home anymore, nor a family. Jews don't deserve such things. Germany has lost.
What have you done?
Do you hear me? Germany has lost. Russians are advancing. The British and the Americans aren't far behind.
Your son, he's a good boy. He didn't have to die.
It's a toy maker. Here you are, a toy maker. toy maker survives the war.
What were some of the challenges making Toy Maker?
Definitely finding the locations was probably number two. No, I think the number one thing was the wardrobe, because it's a very specific wardrobe we were trying to do, and I think really the only thing that we actually found that was totally made was like the Nazi commander's like suit, but like the prisoners' uniforms. My mom made those. Again, she's awesome, and she seems to always be making the things that I need, and that was a lot. I think we were only able to make like 4 or 5 of them because they were so hard to make. So definitely the wardrobe, and then locations, then obviously budget. There's always never enough money to make something. So we were definitely trying to balance all 3 of those things.
Looking at your website, we can tell your current professional work includes weddings, commercial work, and photography. Let's start by looking at your wedding reel. What makes you stand out in this field?
I think what makes me stand out in this field, I guess wedding specific, is, I think it's part of the experience I bring. I think I'm a really laid back person. I've seen photographers and videographers, ruin wedding days or just being obnoxious or just not acting professional. So I think part of it is I'm a very laid back sort of person. I try not to be, seen. I always try to stay in the background. And I think just my camera skills, I think my shots look good, and I think just a combination of knowing what you're doing and getting good, steady shots and, aesthetically pleasing shots while also kind of being in the background and being nice and kind. It's all just a combination of all those sort of things. And, when you can do that and you get your name out there, then your name spreads. It's very good for business.
Any advice for high school students wanting to enter that market?
If I had any advice, I would say, working for free is never fun, but I firmly believe in working for free starting out, and I still do it for today for certain things. And I think that if you want to do like weddings, I think you should find somebody that's already shooting weddings and say, hey, like, you know, tell them like, this is my skill set. I'm willing to work for free for a while, and then once you get more comfortable and you learn from them, then you can raise your rates. So I think starting out super low and working with somebody who's already shooting or second shooting is the way to go, because then when you create trust with them, then they might hire you, and then you will get consistent work from them, and then when you get consistent work, then you'll eventually be comfortable maybe going out on your own and doing your own thing and then making more money. So, and there's lots of networks out there to meet people who are shooting weddings.
Your commercial work includes branding. Why is that important?
Well, I guess branding videos are important because there's so many like creators out there these days. You know, like this one up here, he's a creator, you know, not media, but he's extremely good at sewing, and there's so many talented people out there who just need like quick videos. So branding videos are really important because having the skill to just kind of meet somebody, if it's you know, they need something fast to be able to kind of go set up an interview that with nice lighting and a nice background and get some nice B-roll, and to be able to edit fast is really important for branding videos, because, you know, he's really talented, and, you know, someday if he blows up, you know, he might remember me and, you know, come back to me and ask me for more work. So being able to, you know, learn how to shoot a branding video is very important, and making them look good obviously is the most important thing.
Let's look at a spot you did for Anderson, Gray and Company.
My name is Anderson Gray, and I'm the founder of Anderson Gray and Company, and I craft heirloom quality canvas and leather goods that continue the maritime tradition of the area, and kind of have that sailmaker flair also. My favorite part of the process is finding the inspiration for the design themselves. So I love taking that story of that place, you know, whether it's the New Bedford waterfront or the Maine coast or the Western Mass Berkshires, like learning about that history and that story, some heritage or tradition that I hold dear, and then transforming that into a wearable, functional product. It's so important to me in my own life to be as environmentally responsible as possible. And when I'm creating new goods, I want to have that in mind. So it's convenient for me because using natural materials is the way it was back in the day. So I can take that aspect of my brand and tie it into, for example, this New Bedford line with the heavy duck canvas, right? This is exactly what they used. Well, looking ahead, this is the first New Bedford line that I've been crafting, and in the next few years, I want to expand this theme of place-based, story-based, wearable, functional art to other New England locations, and then take greater American stories and heritages and kind of put them into collections of bags or other canvas and leather goods.
What were some of the objectives for that project?
You know, I think just the objectives of this, well, this piece was to showcase these artists for an open air market. So it's lots of, you know, creators, farmers have booths. So, you know, we were just spotlighting certain of these vendors. And so this video was really just to, you know, allow people to get to know him and what he does. So when they come to these markets, they see him, they know who he is, and they know what to expect. And I think it was a pretty good piece. I think it showcased, you know, what he does and, you know, his personality.
Photography is also a part of your mix. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I definitely love photography. I think it's really important to have like a well-rounded skill set. And so I think being a good photographer makes me a better, you know, filmmaker, and being a good filmmaker makes me a better photographer. So I think just being able to have this all-around skill set's really good. And like if you're working a job and they want you to be able to take photos as you're doing videos, it's really valuable to be able to offer both of those. So I think there are skills you can apply with photos that you can also apply to videos, and I think it's really important to be good at photography and doing videos. And I think I really enjoy photos. I really enjoy editing photos. I think it's a really fun thing to do, especially if I'm like traveling. It's fun to be able to capture experiences as well.
You have a recent film about entering the film festival called Healing Dakota. Explain what it is about.
Yeah, so I met this guy like 4 years ago, Jim, and he was training German Shepherds for military and police. And somebody came to him and asked him if he would take this German Shepherd that was retiring, because the job was retiring. They couldn't find any place for this dog, and there was some behavioral issues with this dog. It was very aggressive, and so Jim, through research, had found out that this dog had been, diagnosed him with canine PTSD from his work. So the story is really like, it's a story of healing, because, Jim also has his issues from his past. And so the story is a story of healing. This is a story of Jim trying to fix this dog, Dakota, and fix his PTSD, but through, trying to heal Dakota, the dog is also healing Jim as well. And, the dog Dakota is pretty amazing. He's a hero. So it's a pretty strong story.
Here's the trailer.
This is the viewpoint seen by many of the 26,000 marathon runners who are approaching the finish line.
Dakota and I were tasked with, for the safety of the runners, and providing a presence of a police dog and handler. Dakota and I were notified to respond to Watertown and help out with the manhunt. We responded to that scene, established a perimeter, and subsequently, the last Tsarnaev brother was taken to custody inside that boat.
Over a very short time, and maybe even over an instant, that a dog is living a normal life, doing something, there is a cataclysmic event, or sometimes 2 or 3 in short order. Yes, this is PTSD.
I had no idea about his background. I had no idea about him other than the fact that he'd had 27 takedowns in his career and that he'd had over 500 drug detections. I see him staring at me. He didn't bark. He didn't make a sound. I'll never forget the look in his eyes. Just help me.
How can we see this work?
So this movie is currently submitted to a bunch of film festivals. So it's going to be a while. It'll probably be like another 8 or not, probably like a year till anybody can see it. Obviously our dream is, to go to like Netflix or whatever, but it's really hard to get there. So eventually, if it doesn't get in any, festivals, it doesn't go to Netflix, we'll probably put it on Amazon Prime so people can watch it. That's kind of like the end goal. So it'll eventually be seen and be able to get out there so people can see it.
What do you see yourself doing 10 years from now?
10 years from now. In 10 years from now, hopefully I'm, creating more videos that I'm passionate about. I'm still probably going to still be shooting weddings because, the money's very good, and I have a really flexible schedule that allows me to like fish and, do my thing, during the week. But I'm hoping to be able to shoot more, videos for like outdoor gear. I really like, the outdoors, and I'm trying to get in with like certain companies that create outdoor gear. So I'm doing some things now with them, but hopefully, in 10 years, I'm shooting more of that in less weddings because I really like being outdoors. So any reason that I can shoot anything outdoors is really what I'm going to be trying to do over the next 10 years.
Describe how your experiences at Canton High helped you prepare in this field.
Yeah, Canton High is really awesome because, they have this great TV program, they have this great studio, and most of the schools out there aren't going to get this sort of experience until they're in college. So to be like a freshman and to be here and be able to get your hands on the gear here, and you're doing this before, you know, people like 5 years older than you, is really valuable. So it's the same thing. I was able to get my hands on gear here that I would have been able to use until I was in college. I went on, you know, a bunch of field trips that, again, I met a lot of great people. So, you know, the program here gives you the experience early on instead of waiting, you know, 5 years to get that experience. So there's a lot of great gear and experience to be had here.
Finally, what is some advice to Canton High students who want to be future filmmakers?
Yeah, I think when I was here, and even when I was in college, I didn't understand that. I thought the only path to being in the industry was to work on big movie sets. And then once I graduated college, I realized that that's not the case. You don't have to work on a big movie set or a big, crazy, fast-paced environment, because that's not at all what I like to do. You know, I'm not a really big fan of working with people. I like to work by myself. So there's so many areas in, you know, the video production industry that you can do. You can work on a fast-paced event, events, live events, TVs, movies. If you want to do something smaller, you can do what I do and work in you know, weddings and smaller corporate stuff. You can, you know, there's just so you can be an editor. You can work remotely and work, you know, from home. There's so many areas in Massachusetts. It's really a good place for this. There's so many jobs. I always look at, you know, jobs out there, and there's so many jobs that are in Massachusetts. A lot of people hiring. So there's a lot of different fields, and in the end, just do what makes you happy. If you're not happy doing this, then you shouldn't do it. So just do what makes you happy.
Well, thank you, Zach, for your inspiring stories. We wish you well in all your future endeavors.
Thanks for having me.
Canton Community Television, I'm Alexis Feitis. Thank you for watching.
This is an E-Period production brought to you by the Student Station on Canton Community Television, featuring Peter Heredia, David Rells, Julius Hicks, Tyler Benson, Ava Berardi, Bailey Devine, Alexis Feitis, Connor Hanlon, Maximilian Kitlis, Dylan Lorenko, Abigail Mason, Will Santos, and Madeline Wilson, with our special guest, Zach Levinson. Thank you.